Hi, Peraton Weather meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, May 7th, and yes, indeed, that is a change. We are now Peraton Weather. The YouTube channel going forward will be Peraton Weather. Perspecta has joined the company called Peraton, and we can learn more about the company right there on the homepage of the weather website, which is now located at peratonweather.com. Right here, you can click to learn more about the company Peraton. Let's move over here a little bit and see that Peraton is a large company across the nation with 22,000 people employed by Peraton. And again, from here going forward, the weather website will be located at peratonweather.com, and the YouTube channel will be known as Peraton Weather. Let's just go back now to the home page of the peratonweather.com site, and it remains the same as what we had before with Perspecta Weather. We have forecasts for selected cities around the nation. We have the links to the videos that post here on YouTube. We have weather information on historic events, specifically how weather impacted many historic events. In fact, just yesterday, it was the anniversary, May 6th, of the explosion of the Hindenburg, and we had a posting about how weather played a very crucial role in that disaster. We frequently post information on climate, on space weather, so nothing changes here. We also have a page on peratonweather.com that I call Meteorology 101, where I have numerous 25 or 30 different educational videos on a whole wide range of topics, all the way from the weather's impact on the flight of a home run to El Nino, to solar storms, all kinds of things. Again, educational videos on Meteorology 101. So the essence of the weather website stays the same, and now located at peratonweather.com. Well, let's now get into the weather situation going forward, and we have a very chilly weather pattern for much of the nation over the next couple of weeks or so, not only into the middle part of the month of May, but well into the second half of the month of May. Let's start off here by looking at the 850 millibar temperature anomalies from last night's operational run of the GFS. This is the 6Z model run. And what we'll do here is we'll just put it in motion. All this blue and purple represents colder than normal air, and the GFS model goes all the way out to 16 days. It's 384 hours. Right here, we're in the middle part of the month of May. Just look, cold air outbreak after cold air outbreak pushes into the central and the eastern U.S. all the way into the second half of the month. We're now located here at May 20th going forward, and all the way out to the end of this particular time period. Right here is the last day, the 16-day forecast from last night's 060 run of the GFS, and continuation of colder than normal conditions, really stretching across much of the nation, including the Southwest, all the way out 16 days. This kind of a chilly pattern will result in more accumulating snow. In fact, let's take a look now at the snow total for the next 10 days across the nation. And here it is, the total snow forecast from last night's operational run of the GFS from today, May 7th, all the way out to the 17th. And there will be significant snow in some of these higher elevation locations of the Rockies, the Central Rockies to Northern Rockies. And again, those highest elevations can get more than a foot of snow over the next 10 days or so. Even a smattering of snow accumulation across the upper Midwest, parts of the interior Northeast. So a very chilly weather pattern over the next 10 days and beyond, and it will include some accumulating snow. Well, let's now take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast going forward here, and we have a very deep upper level low sliding into the mid-Atlantic region this morning. Here we are Friday morning into the northeastern part of the nation across the Great Lakes, and what this represents is chilly air in the upper part of the atmosphere, unusually chilly for this time of the year, and with any kind of daytime heating this morning. And here in the mid-Atlantic region, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, we have sunny skies this morning. You'll get an unstable atmosphere quite quickly, so expect to see the clear skies this morning in the mid-Atlantic region quickly evolve into Mostly cloudy skies by the latter part of the morning and midday hours. Cumulus clouds will build up, and ultimately that will yield some shower activity this afternoon. The warming at the lower levels of the atmosphere combined with very chilly air aloft causes what we call a steep lapse rate, an unstable atmosphere upward motion that initially creates clouds and ultimately creates precipitation. And again, the culprit is this very, very large and deep upper level low situated over the northeastern part of the nation. It keeps it unsettled in that part of the nation all the way through much of the upcoming weekend. And look at this additional upper level troughs, keeping it quite cool and unsettled across much of the northern U.S. over the next several days or so. And this particular trough here by the early part of next week will produce some accumulating snow across those higher elevation regions of the Rocky Mountain states. Let's just keep going forward here. Another deep upper level low slides into the northeastern U.S. by the middle part of next week. So continuation of an active weather pattern and a cool weather pattern across much of the eastern two-thirds of the nation. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the 6Z run of the GFS model. Don't be deceived by the clear skies this morning in the I-95 corridor region of the Mid-Atlantic. Again, with very chilly air in the upper part of the atmosphere, the upward motion will intensify once there's a couple hours of daytime heating. And again, the sun is increasingly strong this time of the year, and the way it works, it heats up the top layers of the soil, the ground level, and that in turn heats up the lower atmosphere. With a couple hours of daytime heating this morning, the lapse rate will really steepen. We'll have cold air aloft, warm air down to low levels, upward motion producing clouds, and ultimately some showers. And you see that in the model here, right here. We have a lot of shower activity depicted by the GFS model for this afternoon into the early evening throughout much of the Mid-Atlantic region. And it stays unsettled right into the day on Saturday with that deep upper level trough sitting on top of the northeastern part of the nation. Here it is, a Saturday afternoon forecast. And look at out in the northern plains. Accumulating snow, North Dakota, Montana, and that will continue to be the pattern out in the Rocky Mountains, the Central Rockies and Northern Rockies for at least the next 10 days or so. And by the latter part of the weekend, we have a pretty widespread synoptic scale type of storm system producing soaking rain across the Midwest and into the Mid-Atlantic region, especially north of the Mason-Dixon line by later Sunday night. A chilly rain, below normal temperatures throughout the Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Northeast for the next several days, and really across much of the eastern two-thirds of the nation. Let's go forward again. Unsettled weather pattern. Look at this. More snow out across the Colorado Rockies by the early part of next week. Very chilly air for this time of the year, way below normal across much of the nation. And we go forward here, and that active weather pattern will produce another widespread storm system by the latter part of next week. We're going out now a week in advance. This is Friday morning of next week. Could be a significant storm system along the eastern seaboard. That's a week from today. So again, big news personal front here with the change of the YouTube channel to Peraton Weather, and the weather website is now found at peratonweather.com. And the weather pattern across the nation remains quite chilly for at least the next 10 to 14 days or so, and that will include more accumulating snow, especially out across the interior sections of the western U.S. That's it for now. For Peraton Weather, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.